Let's be honest, trying to figure out what's real online these days can feel, well, impossible. We are just swimming in information, and it's getting harder and harder to tell what's true. So today, we're going to break down exactly why our modern world is so confusing and, frankly, so misleading.
You've been there, right? You're just scrolling through your feed, and you can't help but wonder, why is everyone so angry? It seems like every comment section is a war zone, every headline is designed to get a rise out of you. Well, it turns out there's a really good reason for that. And believe me, it is not an accident.
I mean, just try to wrap your head around the scale of it all. It's staggering. Every single minute, millions of videos are being watched, texts are being sent, posts are going up. We're not just swimming in an ocean of content anymore, we're kind of drowning in it.
So let's start right there with the first huge piece of the puzzle, the information flood. The sheer overwhelming volume of stuff out there is the foundation for everything else we're going to talk about. Just picture this massive, nonstop wave of content hitting you every single day.
You know, it wasn't that long ago that you needed a printing press or a TV station to get your ideas out to a lot of people. Now, all you need is a phone. The barrier to entry is basically zero. And yeah, that gives a voice to a lot of people, which is great. But it also means the gatekeepers are gone. There are no editors, no fact-checkers, and often absolutely no accountability for what goes viral.
Okay, so if we're drowning in all this information, what is it that decides what actually pops up on our screens? Well, that brings us to our second point, the outrage algorithm. You see, the platforms we use every day, they're not just neutral libraries of information. Oh no, they are driven by powerful code that has one very specific job.
And that job isn't to show you what's true or what's well-researched or what's nuanced. The algorithm's only goal is to keep you on the platform, keep you scrolling. And what is the fastest, easiest, most reliable way to do that? By making you feel something strong, especially anger and shock. To the algorithm, your outrage is just clicks. It's currency.
And this is the direct result of that system. A thoughtful, balanced article might get a few shares from people who are really interested. But a wild, sensational, totally misleading post that's engineered to make you furious? That thing can spread around the entire world in a matter of minutes. This isn't a glitch in the system, it's literally how the system is designed to work.
So we've got the flood of information, and we have the outrage algorithm pushing the most emotional stuff to the top. But there's a third, absolutely crucial piece to this puzzle, and that's us. It's our own brains. This entire system is practically built to exploit the natural shortcuts and blind spots we all have.
So first up is a big one, confirmation bias. This is that little, aha, I knew it feeling you get when you see a headline that perfectly matches what you already believe. It just feels good to be right, you know? So we are way less likely to question something that confirms our worldview, and we're way more likely to hit that share button.
Next, we've got emotional bias. This is the psychological hook that the whole algorithm is designed to catch. Think about it. When you're feeling really angry or scared or even super excited, your critical thinking skills kind of take a nosedive. A post that makes your blood boil triggers an immediate reaction, and it totally bypasses that logical part of your brain that might stop and ask, wait a minute, is this actually true?
And finally, there's this really sneaky one called the repetition effect. The first time you see some bizarre claim, you'll probably just dismiss it. But then you see it again and again, from different accounts, in different places. After a while, your brain starts to treat it like it's common knowledge. Just by repeating a lie over and over, it can start to feel true.
So let's put all the pieces together. You have a massive flood of information, an algorithm that is actively rewarding the most outrageous content, and a brain that's hardwired with biases that can be easily exploited. What you get is the perfect environment for what we can call the manipulation engine.
And who's sitting at the controls of this thing? Well, it's not just random internet trolls looking for a laugh. We're talking about sophisticated players, political campaigns, huge corporations, powerful special interest groups. They all have agendas, and they are pouring millions of dollars into making sure their version of reality is the one you see.
And the process is incredibly systematic. First, everything you do online is tracked. Every like, every click, every share. Then, all that data is used to build a psychological profile of you. What you're afraid of, what you love, what makes you angry. Third, they push content that is perfectly tailored to trigger those exact emotions. And here's the most sinister part. It all feels like you just stumbled upon this information yourself and formed your own opinion.
And this can all sound a little abstract, a little out there, but the consequences are very, very real. They affect our personal lives and our society as a whole. This isn't just about arguments online. This is about what's really at stake in the real world.
On a personal level, people are making huge life decisions about their health, about their money, even about their relationships, based on information that's either totally unverified or deliberately false. And at a societal level, it's just driving us further and further apart, creating these deep divisions in our communities.
And this, right here, is the ultimate price we pay. When we can't even agree on a basic set of facts, the trust that holds a society together just starts to crumble. We lose faith in our institutions, we lose trust in the news, and maybe the scariest part, we lose trust in each other.
Which, of course, leaves us with the biggest, most important question of all. In this crazy world of information floods, outrage algorithms, and manipulation engines, how on earth are we supposed to figure out what's real? How do we know what to believe?
Well, the good news is it's not hopeless. There are ways to navigate this. Understanding the problem, which we've done today, is the critical first step. Now we need to talk about the solutions. In the next part, we will learn how to identify fake news versus real news. Because no, fake news is not just content you personally don't agree with.